Hello everybody, hope you are all doing very well and welcome back to another cryptocurrency technical analysis, where in today's video I'm going to be covering for you all a micro and macro term look at Bitcoin, okay, starting on the smaller time frame here and how I have been scalping Bitcoin in its range that it's been in over the last 3 days. Actually must be a little bit more than that now. How long have we been in this range now? It has been 3 days, 2 hours, okay, so what, we've just been within this range for 3 days, 2 hours. How have I marked out this range? Simply by taking a resistance and a support, okay, giving me a support and a resistance line to be keeping my eye on here. I'm going to be covering this red line later on in the video because it's no surprise to me that we came up and touched this red point before coming down and getting rejected back onto the middle of the range, okay? So how have I identified the middle of this range? It was simply taking, look, if you look very closely, you see resistance, 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 support, 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 okay? You extend it on, you could extend this on, very simply expanding this right, and then you have a range going on until it breaks. I'm going to remove the expansion because I don't want that's on the chart currently, but that's how you get the range. And then obviously I've created this into a parallel channel. Should we break down from the middle of this range, I want to have an idea of where we could be finding support of a channel. Okay, obviously this is not a confirmed parallel channel at the moment, but you know, it's something that I like to do in my trading. Should we break down, I have a rough idea of you know, a potential buy area for me. Okay, I'm getting the bottom of this channel obviously from this old candle on the hourly support, which is around 3,780. okay, if we turn on the exponential moving averages here, you can see on the exponential moving averages, 100 EMA on the hour sat at 3,840. If we look at the daily, the 8 exponential moving average is just at the bottom of this range, around 3,780. Okay, so we have daily sat in there. We have the 4 hours catching up very nicely. Obviously, curving down the quicker 8 and 12, curving downwards now. Histogram also curving down on the 4 hour. Not a nice 4 hour picture to be painting, but for me, nothing to worry about while we still hold the mid range. Although the 4 hour, you know, our 4 hour oscillators are looking a bit bearish, EMAs are looking a bit bearish, but yeah, nothing to worry about in my opinion while we still hold the mid-range. Okay, so that was the smaller look at Bitcoin. Really simply, I'm just scalping between the ranges. Okay, and while Bitcoin holds the range, for me it's a great opportunity to be scalping altcoins. Okay, so this morning when Bitcoin moved up here, I had my alert go off. Okay, I wanted to only have alerts because I know that we're in such a big resistance area. I didn't want to have buys placed above here to buy, you know, that's the way you could potentially play it. Yeah, have buys placed above this level. So then if you get a break, you automatically just buy. That is what I want to do right now on Bitcoin because we're sat at a really big resistance level for me. Okay, so I prefer to have price alerts go off, have the price alert go off and be ready at my computer. Obviously, this went off at 6 a.m. Okay, so I have my price alert going off at 6 a.m. But I'm a person that likes price alerts going off. That for me means there's volatility going on. It brings my attention to wake up and start trading. So that's what I've done. And the reason I don't have price alerts there because of this reason, like the fake outs that you can get, we are on a massive resistance level. If we weren't sat at resistance, then sometimes I'll place buys above resistances, but not right now on how Bitcoin is. You know, it's not worth it for me. I'll go over the resistance on the bigger term time frame that we're seeing. Let's go over it now. Why not? I am actually still in trades as I'm making this video, so I'm going to be keeping it quite quick. But yeah, I'm in some trades right now. Yeah, so what I was going to say, actually, that's what I forgot to say, that when we were moving down here, that was my opportunity of buying into some altcoins, okay? And a lot of the altcoins that I bought in obviously had to move down with Bitcoin, but then all of them were seeing 2 to 3% bounces, okay? So if you buy those, you know, you obviously don't just randomly buy in, but if you see an alt coming down to a nice fib level, nice horizontal, nice exponential moving average support, then, you know, it's worth, well, for me anyway, it's worth the risk to reward of buying there, especially as I kind of just thought it would be holding the mid-range, and that's why this morning, you know, I obviously tweeted out saying I was looking for scaling into some alts, and it was for that exact reason. And obviously that played out very nicely with Bitcoin hitting the mid-range and getting a bounce off of it during the next few hours. That gave the altcoins a little bit of space to move up, you know, 2, 3, 4%. The ones I was doing today, well, I'm not going to go through them all actually, but I was doing VeChain, ONG. I've done a scalp on Litecoin on IOTA. Okay, that was on Bitfinex, but you know, I'll show you really quickly, like a VeChain one, like really big example, where this like smashed up right through. Okay, so we wrote, this was after Bitcoin had already had its move down, by the way, but obviously that had already happened, and VeChain had a really nice run up this morning. Okay, really big pump up this morning. Okay, but then look what happened, that this horizontal resistance here, this horizontal resistance flipped into support, okay, and that was just a simple case of buying the the breakdown of that resistance flipping into support, buying a bounce, okay, up to the top Bollinger Band, closing out. Okay, that's all you want to do for these scalp positions, is really quickly enter in and buy out. Enter and enter a scalp position, or if you want to scale into that position, then buy out as it gets the bounce. Okay, it's not for any sort of long-term positions, it's literally just for a scalp. So with that said, I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin on a larger term time frame here and show you this red line that we've bounced off at. Okay, so looking out at the daily, let's go out on the daily. Okay, let's go over here. I'm taking the Fibonacci from this wick up that we had on the 15th of October. Okay, so the wick from the 15th of October, because this is going along with the Fibonacci, the Elliott wave count that I have here, when on the overall this was ending in an ABCDE, and then we broke down from the ABCDE triangle, okay, giving us a 1, 2, 3, currently in wave 4 in my opinion. And I'll cover that as well, actually, might as well. But yeah, what this red line is the 236 Fibonacci level, so at $3,993.50. Okay, the top price today got within $1.50. Okay, top price being $3,995. Okay, so $1.50 off the 236 Fibonacci level. Really, really nice to see. Okay, so that's where I got that fib from. That's the red line that we were looking at earlier. You can just see how, throughout we've really been struggling on the 236 level. Okay, 236 has been struggling, for the last 2 months to actually get over this. And what's happening now, obviously you all know we're just forming lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high potentially. But what I want to show you is this trend line that I've got here. Okay, so trend line taken from the low. Okay, let's put the magnet tool on. Let's take out the ray tool from the low on the 6th of February. Okay, so first click on the 6th of February. This ray tool will just expand what we click on next. Okay, so taken from the 6th of February low, and I'm going to expand it down onto the high on the 29th of November, and you're going to see what happens here. Okay, so another click, and that's going to expand the ray tool on. Okay, from the 6th of February to the 29th of November high, expanding that on. Okay, you can see that this is now potentially, resistance being too strong. Today, getting very close up to this resistance level, which also sits on the 236. And that's what I'm looking at here. Obviously there was big resistance on the Fib level itself, this potential trend line resistance that we're also seeing, just the resistance of being another potential lower high. Okay, so there are definitely, that's why I wanted to protect myself basically, because, we are just seeing lower high, lower high, lower high. I would love for us to paint a higher high on this chart. But until that comes, I'm protecting myself with my capital. And what I see seen here is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in wave 3. And now it does seem the possibility that we're getting an ABCDE triangle with a 1, 2, 3 for A. Sorry, I need to click on the right start here. So the ABC with a ABC in A, ABC in B, ABC in C. Let's see now if we hold this C resistance and come down for an ABC. For D, coming up for an ABC into E, and then we break down, okay, at the top of wave 4, okay, being wave 4, and then we break down for, a final 5th wave coming down here, okay. Potentially, I've got my eyes on 3,000, the actual number itself, 3,000, 2,800, 2,200, 1,800 really. Play it from here. I don't like to make these predictions really. I play the charts as they come, but that's what I've got my eyes on the potential that we could be seeing the ABCDE triangle here. Really, obviously the main resistance is going to be here at 2,400. We can potentially, if you're looking at this as an ABC coming down for B, then you've got a 3, 3, 3. Let's see if we get a 3 down, 3 up again to finish wave 4 to come down for that fifth Elliott wave. Okay, so that's what I've got my eyes on. Very easy to be invalidated. All we need to do is move across here, and this will invalidate the triangle. Obviously, if you're taking A from the top here, okay, there are a few different ways that I'm looking at, but I really do think that until we get a break over the 382, then it is bearish, and there's no need to be thinking. Well, I obviously. I want to explain something, because people kind of don't understand when I'm like tweeting out, and I guess it's hard to decipher some of my tweets if you don't I'm not thinking the same way I'm thinking. There's obviously opportunity to be bullish short term, okay? So don't get me wrong, there's the opportunity of where everybody's greedy, you want to be fearful, and when everybody's fearful, you want to be greedy, okay? Just playing against what the average person thinks, okay? That's the way you want to be trading, not trading with the crowd. And don't get me wrong, when you know, that doesn't mean that I want to suddenly be a bull on this area when everybody's fearful. Okay, doesn't mean as well that I'm going to be a bear when everybody's a bull. But you know, you just have to, you know, keep that in mind and think what the average trader is doing, because the majority of the time they're going to be wrong. The average trader is going to be wrong and going to lose money. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. And that tweet that I made this morning, I know it had a lot of people confused because they were sending me messages, but that's all I mean basically. So I hope that's explained that. But yeah, it's hard to explain it when you're not in my brain. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say, that we are just really forming another higher low at this potential point. Yes, we can still break up from here. We can still break up from here, obviously. Let's see what we get on a Fibonacci expansion. Let's see, 1-to-1. Yeah, we've hit the 1-to-1. Okay, so this is a nice place really for the ABC coming up. Okay, you know, it all's pointing towards, you know, that we're hitting resistance here. Okay, coming up to the you know, this area is really, really big resistance. With, you know, goes without saying that we are hitting resistance here, and it's going to be difficult for the bulls to get across. Obviously, not impossible, not impossible. And you know, that's where we're short term still seeing if we can hold this midline. Really, that's what I'm looking at. If not, we're going to have to look for a pullback to, you know, bottom channel support firstly. And if we lose bottom channel support, then, you know, just offhand here, looking to around 3,720, 3,730, 3,620, more or less. These are sort of the areas you'd be looking at. You know, I'm taking it really kind of one day at a time. Just keeping it on lower term time frames, just remain scalping every day. I'm not entering into any swing positions at the moment. I'm just literally trading every day as it comes. You know, that helps me with my bias, and like eliminating biases, just scalp trading like that really helps for longer term trades, in my opinion. By that saying, I'm not at these levels right now, I'm not entering into longer term trades. Obviously, you all know I've got longer term trades that I hold for Bitcoin. But this right now is not a level where I'm comfortable entering long-term positions, okay, be that long-term shorts or long-term longs, okay. It's not a level where I'm comfortable buying, okay, buying or selling at this area. And that's why I'm just literally playing it day by day, hour by hour, sculpting the ranges and waiting for bigger breaks to happen, where, you know, I'll continue to sculpt the breaks when they come, but I'm not entering into swing positions at these levels, okay, on Bitcoin, okay. So I hope that explains that. Although overall, you know, it goes without saying you're on a big resistance level, okay, really big resistance level right now. But, you know, short term, the momentum is with the bulls. But, you know, we are hitting really big resistance here. And that's everything that I think I wanted to cover in this video. That trend line, the 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, coming down for the fifth possibly, the ABCDE triangle. I'm not going to bother going through my altcoin trades of the day. Don't have time. But yeah, they were nice. Just thinking if that's everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh yeah, this was a tweet that I was going to cover because I just had the reply to it. Yeah, so this guy replied to me today saying, very true, you know, this is the actual tweet that I wanted to cover. So newbies dream about what they can buy with open profits or freeze from the shock of comparing open losses to their paychecks, okay? Thinking about money interferes with decision making. Professionals focus on managing trades. They count money only after those trades are closed. And this is a level, let's say you were long. Let's say you longed the bottom of this falling wedge, okay? We all know that this, you know, Bitcoin was falling. I'm just going to really quickly draw it up here, really roughly. This falling wedge. Let's say you longed the bottom of this falling wedge, okay, and now you'd be sat in very, very, very nice profits, okay. You could be sat in hundreds of thousands of profits from this move up. If you are, congratulations. But the problem is, if you're just counting profits here and not realizing profits, then those profits do not mean anything until you've closed the trade, okay. So all the people that are sat in profits at the moment and have not closed a profit, then you shouldn't be thinking about the next trade. You should only be thinking on that trade that you're in right now. And there's no point in counting the money while it's sat as unrealized profit. You want to close out trades to realize that profit, okay. You know, time and time again, people will be looking at open trades thinking it's going to go higher, it's going to go higher, it's going to go higher, but really that's not what you should do as a trader. You should have potential areas of where you're taking profit. And I think if you had bought the bottom of this falling wedge, well, the falling wedge actually, the trend lines I've removed, but it's going to be more or less from here, taking the percentage of that profits. You know, you have reached, in my opinion, the take profit target, and it's just a case of, you know, well, obviously I can't say where your targets are, but the average trader trading that falling wedge would have hit their take profit target now. So you should be locking in profits. It doesn't mean you have to not go into more long positions or look for new opportunities, but you should, you know, really as a trader, if something hits your target, be closing out and taking that profits rather than just watching profits sit there, okay? So yeah, that's just something that I really wanted to cover, referring to this tweet. And yeah, I think that's it, everybody. Sorry that it was a bit of a quicker video today. But yeah, I'm so busy at the moment. I've got so many things on, really, really busy. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely loving it. And I've got so much things planned, but it's yeah, proper busy for me at the moment. But I'm absolutely loving the trading. Loving making these quick videos for you all. I hope you have all found this helpful. I know many people hopefully will like it. And if not, no worries. Yeah, that's it, everybody. Thank you honestly so much for watching. Thank you all for the continued support, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, have a brilliant time trading, work out your plans, just stay by your plans, stay by your strategies, and just abide to them. Thank you, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.